about YouTube, and I wanted to talk about why personality-driven YouTube is it and legit. Okay, so there's a lot of people on here. They're big on YouTube because they let their personality shine through, and it's not about that you're trying to be everybody's friend on YouTube, but you are the same on YouTube as you are in real life. And one of the big driving forces of my channel is that I want to have like a personality type that's inviting. And those are the kind of YouTubers I watch and that I follow. They're not trying to be something else, or they're not posting certain things to create a persona. They are themselves. Like some of the earliest YouTubers that I just actually really liked, like I remember like Laura Vitale, like she was approachable and she had her personality in her cooking show. And there's many other YouTubers, I just like those kind of channels where you see, it's not that you're trying to be everybody's friend, but you are trying to make a world a better place by being approachable and friendly. Because I do think, this is just my opinion, as with anything, I think YouTube's kind of a PR thing, and if you want to be, like, have a social media presence, I think you should like people to some extent. Even if you're introverted, I feel like you should, like, if you want to be on this platform, unless you're like a business, I don't know, selling something, or maybe like if you're an author, I get it, but if you put yourself out there, I feel like it's because you should want to share your personality with the world in making people feel better. That's the point of my content, and I don't know, like I've just always wondered like why that doesn't resonate with other people, and I feel like maybe like that's going to always be an impediment. Like if you can't connect with other people and they don't connect with you and they don't have like a friendship feeling towards you, why do you want to be on YouTube? I sometimes wonder that. It's just a thought that popped into my head. Like if you don't, I don't know. I think there's nothing wrong with being aloof, but why even be on YouTube if you feel that aloof, you know? Because I don't. Like I actually want to be kind to people, and I like to connect to people, and I like to know like what makes people tick and things like that. Hello, how you doing? And I think that's a really important, like your personality, like what type of personality, are you friendly, are you engaging? Like I just feel like that's kind of important, because if I didn't feel that those things were important, I want to do YouTube. Like you should do YouTube because you enjoy interacting with people on some level. And even as an introverted person, like I'm not a party person, but I love to talk to other people. I love to hear what makes them tick. So yeah, I just feel like your personality type is kind of like it should be a big component of your YouTube channel, you know? And there's a lot of channels like that are very personality driven. So I say, if you're going to be on YouTube, it's because you want to connect with other people, you care about what other people think. Like, yeah, just, and I look for that, I think. I think that's where I look for authenticity. And there are a lot of channels that blow up and they're more strategic. Like, look, if you're a musician, I get it. If you're a musician, I get it. But if you do any kind of vlogging or just sharing things in your life, it should be because you actually do want some sort of level of friendship with your audience. If you don't, why do you YouTube? I was just wondering about that. It's a really good thing to think about, like, because that's the thing I think where some people later on they realize, maybe YouTube really isn't for them, because, and also too, it's not a numbers game. It really isn't. Like, we need to stop making YouTube a numbers game. There's so many people, like, how do they become big YouTubers? Sometimes they have connections. Sometimes they were in TV and film. I think the way to become the biggest YouTuber you can be is just by coming on here and talking about whatever, whenever. And yeah, that's the way to do it, you know? Because you're just being like honest and legit, and You're sharing things on your mind, and honestly, it's kind of anti-influencer when you think about it, because the influencers, they are always trying to sell you a product. I don't know. I'm just sharing like my thoughts. Like I literally, like, I think when I started making videos, it's because I loved art and I loved writing on hub pages, and I thought at the time, oh, these videos would kind of illustrate some of my art and craft projects. And then later on, I don't know, I just really enjoyed connecting with people that watched my videos and who made comments. And I remember that original feeling of, I like this sense of community on YouTube, because I feel like it helped me connect with more. I'm not saying everybody that watches my channel is introverted, but I feel like just more introverted people types, people who like want to have like conversations, a connection. Yes, because I feel like if you do want to be on YouTube to some degree, you want a connection with others, you feel invested in others, and yeah, I really feel like that's important. If not, why do you YouTube? Like these thoughts just sometimes, like I have, thoughts that just pop off in my head. I'm like, why do you YouTube? And by the way, no number of people watching your channel is minimal, because if you don't appreciate your small numbers, you don't deserve bigger ones. That's what I think, If you don't deserve or appreciate what you have now, why should people watch later? What were you doing when you were small to become bigger? I don't know. Everybody's caught up in the numbers game. Can we be anti-numbers game today? That's just what I'm thinking. That's where my content has really gone in the direction of, I am becoming big by doing my own thing. I don't need to watch what other people are doing. But I always did appreciate the YouTubers that had that personality that was engaging and friendly and really truly wanted to connect with other people. Because if you're on here and you don't want to, maybe it's because you're a writer or you're a company or a business and you just kind of want to make videos on how-tos or things of that nature, but you're not a vlogger and you're not really a talkative type of YouTuber or a conversational channel. Those are not conversational channels, and honestly, the people that will resonate with other people are people who have a drive and a thirst to understand, connect, and have good conversations and camaraderie with other people. And this doesn't have to be everybody, but it should be an intrinsic part of who you are, or why do you YouTube? It's just a great question that has been on my mind lately, and I'm like, I don't know. So, I wonder, I just don't get it. Why do people YouTube? And honestly, be less strategic, because it doesn't really, to me, it doesn't really do anything. And also too, I'm going to start letting other people do things to help my channel, because in the past, I always did things to help other people's channels, but yeah, I'm in the part of my life where I want to see what people are going to do to actually want me to succeed. That's what I'm looking for at this moment in time. That's my push. It really, really is. So those are all my thoughts on hair. There's some other hair stuff coming down the lane. But I do think we need more YouTube with people that want to build each other up, to try and give people a sense of camaraderie, friendship on a real level, people that you resonate with. It's something that's missing in our world. I think some people are, and I get it, if some people just feel more indifferent, maybe YouTube, they can do YouTube in some capacity, but conversational YouTube has never been their forte for a reason. But not everybody's a conversationalist. Some people just, they don't have a desire for that. That's why my YouTube is just very conversationally driven. But there's no secret. Like, the numbers don't mean anything. If you are on YouTube, you're a star. Like, just having a YouTube channel and a following, you're already a star. You don't need to have that big giant number in the sky. It doesn't mean anything. We don't play numbers games around here. We kind of talk that down a bit because I just feel like I don't want any illusions of grandeur. No illusions of grandeur. You know, just be who you are. Like, bring it down to earth a bit more. I think that's another thing too that, like, I'm just talking about, like, you're on YouTube, you're sharing your journey. Like, I just feel like some people come on here and they start getting an illusion of grandeur. And I think the illusions of grandeur start when you start feeling like you're going to become this bigger thing and it's going to skyrocket into disappointment. But I don't know, I mean, because the people that are big right now, they're not going to be big next week or next year or next month. So let's kind of do a walk down memory lane of some of the really big YouTubers, and they even had good. Okay, that's fine. You only watch it for my hair then, but you don't really understand what I'm talking about anyway. So we're not talking exactly about you, Renard. Like, that's nice that you like my hair, but we're talking about people who watch because they comprehend what I'm saying too. So you're not the only one we're talking about. So I personally don't want illusions of grandeur because I feel like everything that happens for a reason. And there were a lot of YouTubers that were really big, like Jenna Marbles, and there were things I did like about her, that she did have a personality that resonated with people, but she also would post some things that I really didn't understand. Like, I was kind of confused by some of her content, and I was like, well, I didn't even follow her that much. I was like, that's confusing. I don't really get it. I wasn't like one of her major followers, but then, I don't know, there was some controversy regarding her, and now she's not on YouTube anymore. And then I was watching some other YouTube videos as I was cleaning, and one of them was a lot of people became big in the makeup community, and then they started makeup lines, and now they're not on YouTube really anymore, or their brands have gone out of business, or they've stepped away from YouTube. So I don't see the point of like aspiring to be these big giant YouTubers, because it's not really something that you should just set out to have. Like, to me, the biggest goal in life is happiness, connection with people, using your platform for FU creativity, like off the rails creativity. Other stuff, like, it may come or it may not, but no illusions of grandeur, because if you start thinking you're going to become a big star and your star's going to rise because you do this, that, and the other thing, 99.9% it's not going to happen, and it will leave you with disappointment. And I just want to bring everybody's illusions of grandeur, boom, boom, down to earth. Let's be real. Real deals. So I just feel like that's really important to be realistic, because I don't want to have illusions of grandeur of anything in my life. I think people have these illusions, and then who has the biggest illusions of grandeur? Like, I don't know, Donald Trump. This man has illusions of grandeur extraordinaire to where he became the president, and he wasn't even a good president. I'm sorry, if you like him, he wasn't a good president. And I haven't been a fan of the last couple presidents, so blah, blah, blah. You can, like, go fanboy them all you want, but case in point, he's kind of like a master of this illusions of grandeur thing, and he thought, like, he wanted this and he wanted that, but when you look at it, it's not really anything that I personally think is that aspirational. Like, I think I'd rather be smaller and have a beautiful, happy image than be like him. If that's what success is, I will take smaller numbers over that. You see what I'm saying? Like, some people, they just think this big number is going to make their life the best thing. But I don't know. Like, and even some of the YouTubers where it seems like, yeah, they have like this really nice persona, After a while, they stop posting. They're not even there anymore. So how is that aspirational? It's a shot in the pan. A lot of it is a shot in the pan. Just like with even actors, like let's say 30 years ago, more people were watching movies than, more people were watching movies than like YouTube, because YouTube didn't exist. And there's a lot of actors from that era or shows. And if you mention them to younger people, they don't have a clue what those things are. And some of these actors even go on social media and they might post something. Unless they're Madonna, most people are like, I don't know who that is. Unless they're really into like retro movies and trivia, a lot of that past. So even if you do make it big, how long does it last? What is the impact? And I'd rather just be happy and a YouTube star in my own way without having to emulate or try to be a flash in the pan. I refuse to be a flash in your pan. That's just how I feel about it. So I don't know. These illusions of grandeur things that our society promotes, I don't get it. Like, why is it so aspirational? Not everybody's going to be like Beyonce. There's a lot of really good indie bands, like for instance, and singers who are 5 times more talented than Beyonce, and they're never going to have her fame and her celebrity. But does that detract from what they're doing? Not really. I don't know. So I feel like being yourself and creating things that just make you happy is so much more important than this whole like trying to be strategic. So I don't know. And the reason I talk about this is because there's some people that do YouTube and they kind of, it doesn't make me feel bad personally, but they would say things like, well, you should do YouTube this way. But I just finally realized, no, because I don't have their like desire to do YouTube that way. And I'm not saying people alienate me, but they never did, because they aren't like really looking to do YouTube for the reason I did, because conversational, personality-driven YouTube wants to connect with people, and they don't really want to connect with people. Like a lot of people just want to have that persona where they have like certain creative works that they want to be, more disseminated, and that's fine. I respect people's creativity, but at the end of the day, it just always kind of leaves you with this thought like, yeah, they don't do YouTube to connect with people the way that you do. And you've always liked certain channels that had like a personality and a conversational manner, and they didn't like those things, so they never appreciated the things that you saw, like the beauty that you found in YouTubers who do that. And you do that, and they didn't appreciate the beauty of what you do. They don't know the beauty of what you do, okay? Because they don't have that. They're devoid of that. And it's not to judge anyone. It's just to say, you know what? You're absolutely right. You have been on a 100% different journey than I have since day one. So that's just I've come to the realization that you can be a YouTube star. You don't need the numbers. I don't agree with that. I know a lot of people are like, but you're not influential until you have these numbers. You're not like big until you have these numbers. No. More made up stuff. Or to them it's real. It's not important to me. Those things just do not resonate with me at all. Maybe they resonate with these people, but to me, I have no illusions of grandeur. I don't aspire to be something that might not happen. Like, I still can have a platform and share what I'm doing. There's a lot of good indie musicians and artists, and I don't need to be like a really big star to have those things in my life, to paint and draw and to share my creativity. And yes, share what's on my mind, because that, my friends, is how we have a conversation. This is conversational YouTube, where we can be friends, not with everybody, but we can definitely form friendships with people that connect with us. And that's a beautiful thing, because that's how you find legit friendship in life. And I guess I'm on a quest to find more legit friendship in life, because I don't want to be everybody's friend, but I want more legit friendships. Like more real deal friendships. Like, I've been looking for those, and you should be too. And if you're not, that's fine. But at the end of the day, you're probably not going to connect with people well. You know, there's something missing. And that's okay. You don't have to, but you just need to be honest about the truth of that. And honestly, yeah, that's just my thought on that. So, yes. Anyhow, yeah, I do like to brush out my hair, and I know some people like Renard only speak a little bit of English, so he's not really like listening to things I say. That's fine. But don't do YouTube as like other people. Do YouTube your own way, and you'll grow every day. You don't need to emulate anybody. And a lot of these people are a flash in the pan. I am not a flash in your pan. On my 12.